levels of approval.
So after completing that mission, I can definitely respect the fact that the Institute is trying to keep their inventions under control and make sure they don't hurt anyone from the outside world. And it seems like in today's standards, that's definitely something that's expected. But what's different is that the Institute's inventions have personalities of their own. You know, they can think and feel. And for some reason, when we took out that raider, just the fact that we didn't really know him, and also since he was a raider, I don't really feel like we gave it too much thought. But then I think back to someone such as Nick Valentine, and I realize, you know, how much of a real person he actually is. And that being said, I'm just not sure these guys are as good as I thought they were. Because throughout our whole journey here, I have been trying to figure out, even though they were bad, if they still were. And it's a very gray area. It's definitely not black and white. But hopefully Sean can give us some reassurance.
I'm glad to see you return safely. I know the task was difficult, but I needed you to see firsthand how dangerous a rogue synth can be.
Yeah, you know, I was just thinking about that, and this really is your guys' fault.
The Institute created that synth, so the Institute is responsible for what it does.
I disagree. A synth is no more inherently evil than a handgun. When a man dies by gunshot, is the weapon's maker blamed? Of course not. The blame rightly falls on he who pulled the trigger. Yes, we created the synth. But whether they intended to or not, the Railroad's agents turned it into a killer. But enough about that. The task is done. And you've returned our synth safely to us. I couldn't have hoped for a better outcome. Well done. While you were away, I had quarters prepared for you. You'll find all the basic necessities, as well as a generous stock of arms and equipment. Go and have a look. I think you'll be quite pleased.
Okay, well that completely changes just about everything. And that statement he made about guns,
I wish you could have known Father.
that's something I can wholeheartedly agree with. But it seems like it's really the Railroad's fault at this point. And it's almost as if the Institute is cleaning up a mess they didn't make now. Because to begin with, the Institute just made these things as machines, it seems like. They weren't the ones giving them personalities. So it's not really like they were mistreating them. I mean, they were just robots. It could have been a vacuum, for example, but once you give that vacuum a personality, that's where things change, and I believe that whoever gave it the personality is the one at fault.
Your new quarters are here, sir.
Because I just think that if you're going to give it that option to think and feel,
When you're finished here, sir, Father wants to see you.
you should be willing to give it the freedom and be prepared for the outcome. But if things could go bad, maybe you should be able to control it. And at this point, I don't think that's something the Railroad can or is willing to do. So, like I was saying, that does kind of reassure me that these guys aren't so bad after all. And not only that, but they're really not at fault for at least this problem.
Good evening.
Although there is still the whole kidnapping thing that we're still not 100% sure on. And also that FEV lab we found. That could still be a bad sign.
Son,
Ah. Hello, Father. Tell me, what would you do when someone has stolen from you?
Well, I think it would depend on what they stole and why they stole it. But first things first, I think I would just try and talk it out.
I try and talk it out, see if things can be resolved peacefully.
An admirable goal. And yet we find ourselves in a situation where something more significant must be done. The group that calls themselves the Railroad have acquired several synths from the Institute. Synths that had gone missing in recent months. They no doubt mean to free these synths, in their delusion that synths are somehow sentient beings. You've been in contact with the Railroad, so you're aware of their misguided beliefs.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it that just yet. But maybe if you told me what happened, I may be able to offer my opinion.
What happened? What have they done?
They are in possession of technology that does not belong to them. Usually they are a minor nuisance, but lately they have become more emboldened. I'm afraid we've reached the point where a response is necessary. We have learned the current location of these synths, and need to reacquire them before the Railroad can hide them.
Alright, and where is this all going down?
Where are the synths located?
A small settlement at the old Bunker Hill Monument. But it's important that we act on this soon, before the Railroad has any indication we've tracked them. We also don't want the Brotherhood of Steel getting wind of the presence of the synths. That would only complicate matters.
Okay, I could see how that would happen.
I'll act quickly. You can count on me.
You'll have a contact waiting for you just outside Bunker Hill. Good luck.
So one thing I'm still not sure on, and maybe I just missed it along the way, but do the Institute ever give the synthetics a personality? Or is that just 100% the Railroad? That is what I'm still not sure about.
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
You know, I wonder, could we just fast travel out of this place from here? I'm pretty sure we can. Yeah, we'll give it a try. But back to what I was saying. If the Institute is giving him a personality, then I think what the Railroad is doing is completely fine. They're really just trying to save someone or something in this case who has a personality and can actually feel things. But if the Institute is not giving him personalities and the Railroad is just trying to help out a machine who's just carrying out a task, I think that could be a problem. Because like I said earlier, that in itself would start a whole new problem. Just like what happened at Libertalia.
I've been waiting for you.
Okay, what's the situation?
So, what's our situation?
I assume you've been briefed? Our targets are inside. 4 synths under Railroad protection. Majority of the settlement is uninvolved and are expected to run for cover. The situation appears to have escalated. A covert approach is likely impossible. We move in, secure the synths, and I relay out with them back to the Institute. Clear? The mission's parameters just changed. I'm going shooting. Requesting backup relay now.
Yeah, I can hear the Brotherhood already. Okay, good news is the Railroad is still on our side. Who exactly is against us right now, though? Is it the Brotherhood? I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Since these guys aren't going to shoot us, though, let's just try and get in and out of here. If that's an option.
Can't pick this.
Yeah, either this guy's gonna get us inside, or we're gonna have to find another way around. And I think that may be the case. Oh, wait a minute. Brotherhood's still on our side as well. So maybe there's raiders somewhere around here. I wouldn't be surprised. Where exactly was that side entrance, though? Could have sworn there was one over there, but maybe it's over on this side. Yeah, okay, let me see. Is this it right here? Nope. Oh, here we go. And then whatever we need should be somewhere down here. Oh man, that does not sound good. I did not think the battle would be going on down here as well. Oh, and the Brotherhood's down here too? You know, that makes me wonder if two factions would ever join together to stop one of the others if it ever got too powerful. Because that would really change things up, wouldn't it? Oh, are these the synthetics? Yeah, looks like it.
You there, Synth.
Come on, please. Just don't.
Why? What's wrong?
Why are you so afraid?
I don't want to go back. Please, don't make me go back.
Okay, so these ones definitely have personalities already, which makes this tough. And this brings us back to that problem where we don't know who gave them the personality. If it was the Institute, then we're really not making the right choice here, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and reset them for now, although it does pain me to do this.
B257, initiate reset. Authorization code Theta 93 Stratus.
Yeah, even just doing this feels like killing him almost.
No sudden moves.
Please, no.
Y915, initiate reset. Authorization code Beta 77 Tempest.
Alright, looks like two more.
All right, Synth.
Please.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but at this point I have to.
Z322, initiate reset. Authorization code Gamma 49 Typhoon.
And last but certainly not least.
I've been looking for you.
No, I've got money. It's yours if you let me go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's not gonna cut it.
F633, initiate reset. Authorization code Delta 62 Arcus.
That's all of them. Objective complete. Return to the town. Make sure all hostiles have been eliminated. I will relay the synths back to the Institute. Report to Father upon your return, and good work.
Yeah, whatever. Either way, that felt fucked up. That's for sure.
Yes?
Railroad still has no clue what we've done. But I'm not saying that's a
Yeah.
bad thing. Oh damn, these turrets though. They sure are still trying to kill us. That's not good. But I guess for now we just might as well try and get on out of this place. Not really much else to do down here. Alright, and before we head back to the Institute, wasn't there something we had to do over by the railroad? Oh, maybe that's gone now. So I wonder if we could have gone over there and tried to side with them. Or even the Brotherhood for that matter, because I didn't check over by the Prydwen to see if there was a marker there as well. I assume there would have been, though.
It must make you proud.
I
to
feel
see
like
all
what
the
makes
Father has
choosing
done.
between the Minutemen and Institute at this point most difficult isn't really their morals, but more so the idea that Sean is my son. And that alone is a very odd relationship. Just because, unlike most fathers and their sons, we didn't really get to experience the whole time period from birth until now. And then there's also the fact that Sean is older than us, which is also kind of weird, and it makes it tough to actually relate to him. But all that being said, strangely enough, I still feel some kind of connection to him that just makes me seem obligated to side with him in the end, even though not everything he does or wants for this place may be good. But I'm not seeing him anywhere around here, so were we supposed to go somewhere else? Oh, we're supposed to meet him at the ruins near CIT. So we'll head there right now. Alright, Sean. Where the hell are you? Oh, is he inside this place? Yeah, seems like it. Alright, Sean's definitely in here, but he's not the only one. Looks like a couple mutants decided to join us. I think he must be upstairs, though. Oh yeah, here we go. What exactly is he doing out here? This seems a bit strange.
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
Sean, you can't honestly think that, can you? I mean, I know it seems rough, but it's only gonna take some time. But it's still possible.
So why come out here?
To put things in perspective, I suppose. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
Is that how you see it? Really? 'Cause to them, I was only backup.
Kellogg called me the backup.
Did he? Well, he was correct. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
Wait, what do you mean you had me released?
So it was you. You let me out.
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. I had no idea what kind of man you were, you see. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you, as it has everything else? Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
You know, Sean, after all this time, you are still my son.
Sean, you need to know. I still love you.
I can see that you do. Well, it's remarkable. There are greater things to come after your success at Bunker Hill. The synths have been safely returned and will be repurposed. Thank you for your work. I hope you weren't at too much risk.
Hang on. You said repurposed?
What do you mean, the synths will be repurposed?
Modifications will be made to correct the defects in their programming, and they'll be assigned to new duties within the Institute. Not the first or last time it will happen. The Railroad remains an annoyance, of course, but they'll be dealt with as necessary. And you, well, you've passed the test, as they say. You have done well. Please, take this as a token of my appreciation, our appreciation, really. It's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting, and you should be there. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
Okay, guys, well, I'm gonna need some time to think. And we've also got quite a bit of other stuff to do, such as get that holotape back to Sturgis, since I'm thinking after that conversation, the Minutemen are definitely still a valuable option. And not only that, but we should rescue maybe a couple followers, like Deacon or Dance, just in case something bad does go down. So I'll go grab them really quick, and then we'll see where it goes from there.